So Attack on Titan's final part 3 has finally came, and whew, do we have a lot of stuff to get into today. We have so much stuff. So firstly, I want to say, what is good, y'all? It is Anime K here, and we are back with another video. Now, Attack on Titan's part 3 has been released as of the 4th of March 2023. We've got so much to get into. So firstly, I want to touch on the music. So the music in the scenes, right? Particularly the first thing that comes into mind, right, is when the rumbling is happening and you hear the destructive music, you know what type of music I'm talking about. Obviously I can't play it in the video because it will get copyrighted straight away, but the music in these scenes are just well put together and it adds more to the scenes. So then let's get into the rumbling, right? But specifically, the first one I talk about Eren when he is crying, and you see Eren even before the rumbling happened, right? He's seen the future of the rumbling, and there was a kid getting beaten up, right? And Eren saved the kid, and as he saves him, he's apologizing to the kid, and the kid looks confused, obviously so. And he is crying because he knows what's going to happen. And even though Eren is going to eventually kill all these people to save his homeland, he still feels an immense amount of regret because you're still killing people, and a lot of these people that he's killing had nothing to do with what's going on, just as he had nothing to do with what happened to his family and what happened to everyone that lived in the island. But we know he still goes through it anyway, but the sheer regret on his face, right? And that kind of leads to some more information down the road, which I will get into. Also, I want to touch on Hange's death. I did see a spoiler that it would be coming, but I kind of blocked it from my mind just so I wouldn't really remember it when it actually happened. But seeing her go out like that, she was always one of my favorite characters in the show. I always loved Hange. I was always kind of in the minority where she was one of my, not in the minority because people, not in the minority of people not liking her, but in the minority of her kind of being one of my favorite characters in the show. You know, her enthusiasm, you know, even though she was a little crazy as well, but also very caring for the people that she loved. And she's a character that will be missed and one of the best characters in the show. And from when she's introduced to her death were just a greatly written character, in my opinion. And it was good to see her with Eren and the rest of the soldiers that had died before. It was good to see her have her moment. And even though she died as a soldier, and she died fighting and protecting her friends. So next I want to move on to Eren wants to be stopped. So this goes back to my point I was making before about Eren crying. Eren wants to be stopped, right? Because as we know, Eren can stop, you know, Armin and Reiner as well. He can stop their Titan powers because he's the founding Titan, but Eren wants to be stopped, and it's not like he doesn't want the rumbling to happen, but at the same time he always wants that option of someone killing him because he feels bad for what he's doing. And even though he is saving his friends, it's still an immense amount of pressure on Eren. And I get that, I kind of get where he's coming from of wanting to be stopped because he's going through the rumbling anyway, right? Because he feels like he has to. If there's ever a way to stop him doing the rumbling, he just wants to be killed and he wants to die for his sins, because even though, yes, he's still saving his friends, he still feels guilty for what he is doing because, you know, making a big decision like that, well, sorry, not even big, making an enormous decision to kill so many people will have a massive effect on your conscience, and it almost dehumanizes you in a way. And I want to talk about Reiner's mum crying and the Eldian, you know, the Eldian guy on the microphone when they are trying to bomb the Titans, and he says, look, this is the monster, this is the hate that we created, right? I feel that was a real special moment with the show, because coming to the realization and now admitting that part of what's happening is their fault. Really an important thing that stuck out to me, because for the longest time they'd been hating these guys on the islands, not knowing why they hated them, and also kind of rate off as it's not their fault, they're just evil. But now seeing the whole world crumbling down, it really can make you reflect on what you could have done or how you could have changed the past. And it is true, because a lot of what's happening, it's not particularly their fault as such because they were taught to think like that, but as a whole it's the Eldians' fault for why Eren is doing what he's doing, because Eren was born out of their hate. You know, Reiner attacking the wall, that's what started this whole chain reaction of what is happening now with Eren wanting to eliminate everyone in the world. And even seeing Reiner taking responsibility for it as well, you know, and all of them kind of having a conversation as well, and all of them kind of admitting that they were both at fault on both sides, and that no one's the good guy and no one's the bad guy. They're all just guilty of committing sins. They all kind of come together in their pain, and it was kind of a Naruto pain moment, because, you know, the way he used to kind of preach about the ideology of pain bringing people together, I think that was a perfect demonstration of that, of showing them coming together and really admitting both their faults. And it was good to see the Eldians admit that, look, even part of, or a lot of the responsibility for the rumbling happening is because of the hate and the stuff that they did to these people in the islands that really did nothing wrong. And that's really what I took from the part 3. It was an amazing episode, and I can't wait for part 4. Attack on Titans, you know, when all said and done, will probably be up there in at least a lot of people, or most people's top 10s of animes of all time, because the way the story has been written and the way it's just been made was almost perfect. There's not, with Attack on Titans, I can't really find a lot of stuff, a lot of holes in the story, or a lot of stuff where I'd really be angry at or really have any negative to say about it. But overall, it is a great series. When part 4 comes out, I'll be making a video on part 4, but in order to get that video, I want you guys to like, comment and subscribe, share the video, and be on the lookout for part 4 when part 4 comes out, and be on the lookout for my video as well. And this has been Anime K, and peace. I am out, and thank you for listening.